test an idea at low cost, what are some of the other things that you look for when someone comes and pitches to you?
So first is, do they have the customers? You want to make sure that they have a clear path to revenue. So I think about the major risk areas. The first risk I always look at is market risk. Will somebody buy this? The next risk I might look at is technical risk. Can it be built? Is it feasible? The next risk I would look at is competitive risk. Who else is out there? Who else is vying for a piece of your customer's wallet? And then there might be some macro risk involved. If you're thinking about maybe a consumer product, it might be very recessionary impacted or something along those lines. And so I just work through this checklist through several meetings with potential entrepreneurs, and we have a back and forth. And then usually there's other angels that are investing, and I'll have side conversations with them. I'll maybe talk to some of the customers that they sold to and get their impression. So you do this due diligence process to make sure you feel good about the investment.
Continuing on this idea of funding, from the entrepreneur's point of view, getting funding is often a big hurdle. A couple of questions here. First of all, how do you see the financial crisis having impacted people's ability to get funding?
It's always hard to get funding. And maybe a little bit more difficult with the financial crisis because families, which are the first funding source, may not feel as capable of investing. Maybe their house mortgage is a little bit underwater, so they don't have that home equity that they might have relied upon. Maybe they are not working because of layoffs. And so if your family's usually your first investors, that would have an impact. Angels have also felt a wealth effect. Although they're probably not under financial difficulty, maybe their stock portfolio went down in the first part of 2008, 2009. So they felt like investing in a new venture would put their allocation of investments a little bit off whack. Now that the markets have recovered, I think the angels are back ready to make those investments. And then probably for those companies that achieve a certain level of growth and are on their way to fast growth, the biggest impact is maybe been in venture capital. The ugly truth about venture capital is that it hasn't returned principal to its limited partners since 1997 as an industry as a whole. And the bottom 50% of venture capitalists basically lose money. So we've had too many venture capitalists trying to put too much money into too few deals, and it's created a kind of a negative cycle there.
What's the difference between a venture capitalist and an angel investor?
The main difference is an angel is investing his or her own money. A venture capitalist is investing money on behalf of its limited partners. And then it takes a share of the profits and also management fee.
Okay. How many people actually end up getting funding through these kind of pieces, whether it's through venture capitalism or an angel investor, and how many end up having to do it themselves in some way, whether it's family or they actually have to start the business and invest through the revenue that they actually generate through having started a business?
Yeah, the vast majority are going to do the latter. They're going to get money mostly from themselves and their family, and then they're going to grow their business organically. And that's fine. I think venture capital is basically reserved for technology-oriented companies that have the potential to grow really fast, really quickly, and they have a sense of urgency that they need to get to the market as fast as possible because of how technology is changing and converging and all the competitors are entering. But there's a lot of great businesses that were started with that organic growth and continue to grow. And today they're large, powerful companies.
Yeah. Is there anything you can do to increase your chances of getting funding?
Network. Venture capitalists never invest in somebody that they don't know or somebody that wasn't introduced to them by somebody they know. And so if you send something off to a venture capitalist just coldly, it goes immediately into their trash can. Venture capitalist firms usually have like 5 to 10 partners. They receive something like 1,000 plans or proposals every month. They really don't screen those unless it was introduced to them through somebody they know and trust.
And what are some of the best networking techniques?
One is basically some of the old gray-haired people you know in your network. Professors can be a good source, maybe some lawyers, maybe some friends who are in country clubs or something along those lines. In a city like Boston, and this is probably true here in Buenos Aires as well, there's a lot of forums or mixers where investors and entrepreneurs get together over cocktails, and maybe they have some rocket pitches or business plan presentations as well. So there's all these kinds of forums. At an event like we had here today, it can be a good place to meet people as well. So you have to get out from behind LinkedIn. You actually have to go meet people in person. because I feel much better about somebody I can see and touch, shake hands with, than somebody who's just a virtual presence in my LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, yeah. Looking around the world, do you see cultures, countries that are more naturally, in some sense, entrepreneurial?
Absolutely. Culture has a big impact. In Japan and some Asian countries, failure isn't just a financial loss, it's a personal stigma, and it can stick with you. You've shamed the family, if you will, you've lost face. So that puts a bigger barrier to entering an entrepreneurial venture because the risks of failure are so much higher. In the United States, on the other hand, my perception here in Argentina is failure is considered a learning experience. And if you can demonstrate that learning, you may even have more credibility than somebody who's never been an entrepreneur in the first place. So culture is huge.
What are some of the most entrepreneurial cultures in the world?
Well, we do the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, which studies the level of entrepreneurial activity in different countries around the world. Argentina is very high. Its entrepreneurial activity rate is 22%, and we define that as a percentage of people who are starting a business, and then those people who are the owner-operator of a business that's less than 4 years old. On the other hand, the United States, the entrepreneurial activity rate is around 12%. You'll find that in the more mature economies, the entrepreneurial activity rate tends to be a little bit lower, probably because there's a lot of well-paying jobs, and it makes a higher barrier for somebody to go start a business, a little bit more risk because you're leaving a well-paying job, and probably also because more of the mature economies have a strong social safety net, so even if you lose a job, you can collect unemployment insurance for a while.
Yeah, it's interesting. Do you find that there is more entrepreneurship in developing economies where there's more sort of a survival need, rather than, like you say, more comfortable Western economies?
Yeah, we do. So what the big difference is, we have two types of entrepreneurship that we track. Opportunity-based, which is trying to create a great company that's going to grow really large and hopefully generate a large financial return to the entrepreneur and all of his stakeholders involved. And then necessity-based entrepreneurship, which is where people are creating businesses just to provide food for their families. And so that the very extreme example, that would be the street vendors who are selling things to traffic passing by.
Ya volvimos con On the Record, solo por Bobby.
Papá, no quiero ser abogado. ¿Otra vez con eso, Martín? Papá, quiero ser chef. Pero ya estás grande.
¡Por eso, mamá! ¡Porque ya estoy grande!
Presentamos Crédito